Brand new from Papa Roach, Hollywood Horror.
Where my dog's at?
And that's awesome. That was the first time you'd ever heard it on the radio.
Yeah. It's always exciting.
Yeah.
So
That's
this
cool.
is where it was. This
Sounds
is where
good.
it was.
There you
Huntington,
go.
West Virginia.
So
it's awesome, man.
That album again comes out in March.
Yes.
Metamorphosis.
Yes,
so.
Metamorphosis.
Yeah, that's a tough one sometimes. I'm not sure.
Yeah. It's actually, you could just call it the best record Papa Roach ever wrote.
Okay. I'm going to go to the store and be like, hey, do you all have that the best record that Papa, you know what I'm talking about? That one,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
The one that starts with an M? Yeah.
We've talked about some of your accomplishments. I mean, you sold, how many records have you all sold now? Like 10 million?
I've lost track. More than
11,
that. It's got to be
12.
like
12 probably.
on the first record we did 6 worldwide.
That's a lot.
And then the
That's
second record I think we did 2 or probably like 2.5.
Yeah.
Probably 2. I don't know. Probably like around 10 to 15 million, somewhere in between there.
Very, very cool. Now you've done a lot as a band, and you probably have you exceeded your expectations when you first started 15 years ago?
Dude, when we started 15 years ago, dude, we didn't even know we were going to play a show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, some bands, they're like, oh, we're going to go to the top. They just say that, and they usually say that after the fact, but it makes it sound cool. But
Yeah, I mean, we all kind of hoped in the back of our heads it would, it would be like this. But when we first started out, we just thought, we'd go tour in a van and do clubs, and we'd be
We're cool
straight.
with it,
yeah,
you know?
this is great as long as I can feed myself.
And then our
pay my
first
rent.
record, Infest, came out, and it was just like from a 15-passenger van to like multiple tour buses and limousines and Learjet flights to Caracas, Venezuela.
Yeah.
Just going insane. And it's been a wild ride over the last 15 years of our lives. But the thing is, man, is like I said earlier, is we're not jaded and we still appreciate it. It's like we've had the high highs and the low lows of a band, and it's like that's what makes us appreciate where we're at right now. It's like how many bands have stuck around since 2000?
No,
I mean, think about it.
Yeah,
and
probably think about who you were playing with. Like on shows and stuff like that. And
it was like
who's here, who's
Static
not there.
X and Limp Bizkit and it's a trip. Korn's still around, which is cool. Those guys are great, and also Deftones too is another band that's around.
Yeah.
Pray for their bass player Chi.
Yeah.
We're sending some prayers out for him. He's in a coma right now.
Okay.
So yeah, people out there, if you love the Deftones, throw a prayer out there for Chi.
Okay.
But a lot of bands, man, it's like we just feel fortunate to be, still be out here and still be relevant.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Making music that matters.
Yeah, it's still fresh, and that's what's cool.
Well, we talked about the accomplishments, but is there? Do you still have any goals? Is there still one thing that you really, really want to do?
All types of stuff.
Yeah.
We want to go platinum again.
Sure.
As an artist, we want to sell out a headlining arena tour.
Mm-hmm.
We want to go to Europe and do the same. Mm-hmm. We want to go to South America and do the same. Like we want to take this worldwide, but it's really concentrated on the States right now, and so we're realistic about, where we're at as a band, and, so we're all good. And, right now we got a label that's really excited about our record, which is like the first time that's happened in a while, and everybody's amped about it. And I'm like, cool.
Well, we
got a chance again,
Yeah. What's this album like, and what's it? It sounds a little bit like this, a little bit like that. What does this album kind of sound like?
It's a rock record. It's definitely loud and abrasive in your face, but there's a duality about the sound of our band on this record. Like the mellow stuff is the best mellow stuff we've ever written.
Yeah, I mean, it's got style. It's got it's got groove, and it's
got a message.
Yeah, it's saying something.
Now I gotta ask the question. Is because sometimes I've read stories and seen interviews, and it seems sometimes it goes back and forth. Is Papa Roach done rapping on new albums?
Oh yeah, of course, man. On this record, it's all about singing. I'm like, people always ask me, why don't you do that anymore? I'm like, dude, we got like the classic rap metal hit.
Yeah,
like,
why top it?
Why do I need to do that anymore? Like, it's a classic. Let me like evolve.
Sure.
And I think that evolving as a singer and as a rock band has afforded us to still be around, and that's like natural for our band. We never, even before like we were doing rap metal, we were a bit different. We were kind of like funk punk alternative freak out music, you know, and so we've always evolved. That's been like what we're about,
Cool.
And so and we will continue to. We look up to bands like Red Hot Chili Peppers, U2, also
Faith No More.
Faith No More is another band that just always constantly was doing something new. And I mean, being a singer, it's like there's so much room to expand as a vocalist, and definitely on this new record I stretched out far. I mean, the band wrote the music that was just like, I was tripping. I'm like, wow, this music is amazing. Like, I really have to come with some good stuff, you know. And it really challenged me as a singer, as a vocalist, you know. And for me, that was it was tough. It was a bit of a tough record to make, but I think through that we came up with some of the best material, you know.
Totally.
You mentioned some bands that you've been listening to, or that that are kind of your influences and that kind of stuff. Who you been listening to lately?
Shoot, AC/DC, lots of AC/DC.
Yeah, well, we got a record player out with us, so we've been going to record stores and listening to a lot of vinyl.
Yeah, vinyl and all.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah. That's our day off. That's our trip. Go find a record store. We were just in New York City. We went to Bleecker Bob's and got a bunch of records, and that's just kind of like our hobby right now. That was a thing too when we went into the Paramore. We disconnected. We turned our radios off.
Yeah.
We turned the TV off. And we picked up a bunch of old vinyl and just listened to the classic records. And that was like, for us, that was a motivator for this record. Not necessarily to rip styles from bands, but just how did these records make us feel? And how did they, from beginning to end, how did they play? And that's like really, that was inspiring to us as a band, listening to the great records, like Back in Black, AC/DC, or The Wall, Pink Floyd, and just how did those records come about? We want to make a record of that caliber.
Yeah. What about new stuff? What new bands out there you've been digging on?
What new bands?
And how do you listen to your music? How do you get new music? How do you listen to music?
Lately, for the last year, it's been vinyl.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's kind of where our heads are at. When I'm home, I'm putting on records. It's some romantic about vinyl too, and plus, it's like, it takes you out of the iPod phase of just skipping from one band to the next.
Random,
it's like it creates a little more loyalty to an artist, and for us, that's what it's about right now, It's just listening to the vinyl. I mean, we don't get us wrong. We do listen to iPod sometimes when we don't want to scratch it up at the after party, When the drunk guy's trying to pick up the record and it's we're like, oh, you punk.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, new music. I mean, the new Buck Cherry record's cool. Black Butterfly.
Yeah.
What else is new that we've been digging on?
Kings of Leon.
Cool, Only by the Night. I really dig that record. That's a killer record. That guy's got a great voice. A really unique voice. What else? I can't even think of it. I mean, the new AC/DC record is off the chain. Got that on vinyl.
Picked that up
in picked that up in Canada. I saw that. I was like, oh, must have.
Got the new Metallica record.
Yeah, new Metallica on vinyl.
Yeah. Getting a lot of calls for that one. You mentioned AC/DC, and we talked about this earlier. We'll play some Skies on Fire.
Oh yeah, Skies on Fire. One of our favorite tracks off that record.
Would you call AC/DC an influence?
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Totally.
I mean, full on. I mean, the way that those guys just play together and the space that they leave in the music is definitely inspiring.
All right, here we go. Let's do Skies on Fire from AC/DC.
Yeah!